all webinars, all we've been reading in the papers, what's really happening. And one thing you've noticed is that from April, May, June, paiba-iba din yung forecasts or projections, whether it's JLL, Knight Frank, Colliers, and even the international credit rating agencies, World Bank, ADB, Standard and Poor's. Now, initially they were looking at a V-shaped recovery, and then it became U. Now it's becoming a swoosh, para medyo L. So, but nobody really knows until we really find the solution. And habang tumatagal tong lockdown, it's going to be more difficult. Now, officially, one thing is just, so I will not bore you with charts and graphs because you have seen all of those and we have very little time. One thing that we have to know and accept and admit and face the fact and realize is that the Philippines have officially slipped into recession. 2 consecutive contractions officially in recession. And how do we see the rest of the year? Okay, according to ADB, among all our Asian neighbors, we don't see any growth. Negative growth until the end of the year. Am I being a pessimist? Am I being too negative? No, I'm just being realist because this is the only way that we can prepare. Yes, it's good to be positive. Yes, it's good to be hopeful, but hope is not a strategy. You have to realize where we are right now, and then we will know. That's the only way we will know how we can move, right? So that's the fact now. Now, is this new to us? Are we new to this? Of course not. Is this different? Definitely, definitely. See, the other ones, Asian financial crisis, global financial crisis, 9/11, these were all products of greed and maybe war, political, no? So there were bailouts. But then this one is a health issue which became economic and now slowly becoming political. So this is something very different. But one thing similar to with everything, with all these three, is that during the time we were in those crises, there was the same feeling, the feeling of uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. During the global financial crisis on January, I listened to 5 economic forecasts. Everybody said, okay, it's going to be a long and deep L. But we were out of the woods in 2 years while the world was still struggling, you see? So nobody knows, except for the fact that we are in a period of uncertainty. So the point is, how do we navigate through this uncertainty? The good thing first to realize and appreciate is that for us, real estate, it had its up and downs, but for the past 20 years, it has grown at an average of 5% consistently, 5% consistently for the past 5 years. Now, if you remember, when you also invited me in Baguio, and also this was the talk that I preached with Megaworld, with Megaworld, with Amaya of Ayala, and then with DMCI, that there's going to be a shift. There's going to be a shift in the market. And I was telling everyone to prepare. Of course, I never knew about the COVID. January, I was in Bangkok giving a talk and there was a COVID there. And then I went to Malaysia, there was COVID there. I went to South Korea, there was COVID there. And then my last trip was in Texas. Nobody was minding the COVID yet during that time. But I was talking about the shift in the market. Why? The prices were really going too high. We were on that high level for an extended time. The players were too much already. There were a lot of competitors, and there was technology. So the shift that I was talking about was more of the shrinking market because of the affordability. It's becoming beyond the reach of the locals. And then also the number of competitors. Look, I have to speak very fast because I have very limited time. Now, the market is shrinking. Yes, that's an admission. But the point there is it really shrinking, or we just have to find where the market is and what's going to happen? Okay, problems every day has become complicated and is becoming complicated every single day, from being health, economic, political, personal, domestic, people being staying at home, nag-aaway-aaway na sa bahay. Or yung iba, sabi nga, nagiging sobrang close, nakakwento na ng mister niya yung love life niya dun sa misis niya. Okay. So, but I would like to choose a different term for the problem to be challenges, because challenges, problems makes you depressed. Challenges makes it exciting. I'm very excited with challenges. When you say challenge, even if you're a champion, you look at the challenges. You look at the second and the third one to be your challenger. So you want to maintain that position. So it's positive. So you look for solutions. Now, what are the challenges that the brokers, are facing right now? One, restricted movements of agents and brokers and clients because of the lockdown. Gusto mo mag-tripping, hindi ka makapag-tripping. Gusto niya mag-showing, hindi pwedeng mag-showing. No mannings, no flyering, subukan mo magbigay. Wala kang makamayan ngayon eh. Kahit na nga yung kapatid mo, dalawin mo, you wear mask and you cannot even hug. No personal meetings, no listings, no listing inspections, no viewings, hirap. And what more, because of the increasing cases, baka mag-ECQ ulit. Now, kung meron ka man ma-close, you can proceed with the transactions because the institutions and agencies naka-minimum. Plus, nakakatakot din. Wait, that's not more. Paano na sa in-house? Wala masyadong project launches, except for, sabi nga sa kanila, the MCI is going to launch 2 this year, Taguig and maybe in Vito Cruz. Developers downsizing their sales force. Almost all developers downsizing their in-house. Maybe not necessarily cutting, but no longer renewing contracts. Plus, wala ring deployment for international roadshows. Una, nakakatakot bumiyahe, makabiyahe ka man, they still don't allow big gathering. So how do you do your roadshows? See, these are the challenges right now. However, there will be opportunities for us, for brokers. The question is, where will you be? How are you positioned? You remember that classic, the glass filled with water. Is it half full, or we are in that glass right now? Now, is it half full or half empty? It depends kung paano ka nakapwesto. I will show you later people making millions during the ECQ. And there are people naman surviving on hand to mouth na lang during the ECQ. Where are we positioned now? Reality check. Reality check. Where are we? Are we still in denial? Are we still doing it our own way, the old way, refusing to budge, refusing to change, refusing to accept new ideas? I mean, we're in a period of crisis. And a Chinese friend told me, it is represented by two characters, Wei Qi. I don't know if we have some Chinese here, no? Wei Qi, it's a time of danger and also a time of opportunity. Time of danger, time of opportunity. Where are you focusing your attention now? On the danger side or on the opportunity side? Feeling depressed or hopeless or feeling happy and excited? Whatever you put in your mind, you attract. Now, real estate 2020, what are the opportunities? Okay, this is where we plan. This is where you will plan. And these are the opportunities. This was presented in a very, very interesting presentation by my very good friend for the past 32 years. We were together in Globo, Professor Eric Soriano, World Bank consultant and managing director of Wong and Bernstein. I asked permission from him to use this. Now, what are the impacted industries and what are the growth areas? So malls, of course, they're bleeding. Office space, the occupancy is the demand for occupancy is going to be, sorry, Michelle, no, but temporary lang, temporary. No, but then the good thing is that because of the delayed in construction, it's going to keep that gap a little smaller. Hotels, patay. Construction, patay. Because, not because there's no demand for construction, but because they don't just allow the workers. If they allow lang dito sa Metro Manila, that's already about 400,000 workers, bam, employed kagad. Retail, down. Residential, yes, may hope. On the growth side, REITs is already starting. New home concepts, meron. Agritech is, now everybody has planting facilities, especially last mile provisions for logistics, warehouses, boom. Residential, I'm going to show you later. Now, how does it affect us? For example, let's disregard yung iba. Let's focus on the residential because the others, it will take time for us to make money. What will give us money now? What are the opportunities for real estate? Assuming tumaas ang unemployment. Tumaas unemployment. Okay. Now, the good news is that, let's say, bank loans are, no, bank interest rates are the lowest in 20 years at 2.5%. Inflation is also being managed at 2.5. However, if we continue borrowing na foreign, the debt to equity ratio, the debt to GDP ratio is going to shoot up the roof, and it's going to really affect our inflation. But the most important thing to focus now, is the residential. Somebody na unemployed, so hindi makabayad ng bahay, or they need to raise money. They sell their house, sacrifice sale. Sinong kailangan nila? Broker. Now, so nagkaroon ng transaction. Nabenta niya, sacrifice sale. Broker. Siya naman, where will he live? So magda-downsize siya, magda-downgrade siya, maybe move to a smaller house. That's why the affordable houses now will also be in big demand. So I move now, nawalan ako ng trabaho, nawalan ako ng negosyo, I move now. Nag-sacrifice ako. I can move now to a more affordable property. Sino magtatransact? Ikaw, broker. Now, ayoko mag-move outside the NCR. Gusto ko, nandito yung trabaho ko, or gusto ko dito pa rin sa Maynila. So I will need to rent. If I need to rent now, sino na naman ang hanapin ko? Ikaw ulit, si broker. So wherever these people go, they will need us. They will need the broker. But where will you be when they look for you? Kilala ko si ganito. So they check your Facebook. Hindi na pala nag-aahente, hindi na pala ito nagbo-broker. Pwede o-order na lang ako ng ube cake, ng ube pandesal. Or, tapos ang ube pandesal niya, sushi bake na ngayon ang o-orderin ko sa kanya. You see? So we already removed that. And this happens. I saw this happen in 1989. I saw this happen in 97. I saw this happen in 2008. Konting kibot, nawala yung identity niya being a real estate salesperson. So, in every movement, whether mag-downgrade, magpunta sa rent, movement, kailangan tayo. The key is, nasaan ka? So this will grow hanggang dun sa growth period. So, how do you survive? The key is be resilient through that transition. Okay? Until we fully recover in all the sectors of real estate. Now, there's the old normal. Maybe kung gumagaling ginawa natin nun, yes, but forget about it already. Now, there's the new normal, which we don't know what will happen. The most important thing for us let's not be concerned now with the old normal. It's done. It's the past. Let's not be concerned about the new normal because we don't know what it will be. What we should be concerned about is the now normal. The now normal. How do we survive in the now normal? The new normal will be a blend of the old normal and the now normal. So if we do not adapt in the now normal, how will we know how to survive dun sa new? So if you want to survive in the new, adapt now. Now, the market is shrinking, but there are still competitors outside. How do you chase your market? How do you chase your clients? How are you competing? Nangahunting ka pa rin ba sa COREB? Yung Colorum Brokers Associations of the Philippines? COBAP. Okay, sorry, COBAP. It's not COREB. Korean Colorum Brokers Association of the Philippines. Are we still relying, I'm a licensed broker, yan, Colorum. Forget about them first. Focus on making, you cannot hit your target if you're looking at the other dartboard. Focus on your client. Focus on marketing yourself. Okay? Because otherwise, the people should see you and perceive you as a surviving and productive authority in real estate now. How are you competing? Are you marketing yourself? How are you marketing yourself? Are you visible? Are you making yourself visible? How can they see you? Are you relevant? Are you unique? Are you establishing yourself as an authority, but as a source of reliable information, positive information? How do you promote your listings if you have exclusive listings? Free? Yes, meron. Pero kung wala nga nagla-like dun sa Facebook mo, dalawa yung nagla-like, nanay mo sa tabi mo, sino pang bibili sa'yo? Invest. Wala nga akong pera. Okay. Tayo nagsasabi nga dun sa kliyente, money begets money. Why don't we practice it? Invest time, invest money, or be creative. Okay? Are you creating interesting contents for your followers? Now, how are you competing? Yes, there are webinars, but you see, the free webinars, you learn the general things. But do you think they will teach you all the details step by step? 2 hours, you cannot study that in 2 hours. The general steps, yes. But to really know the skills and develop the skills, you have to learn each one step by step and practice it every day. Recently, I know my weakness. Like, for example, I don't know. They asked me to do this video for this. I can talk to thousands of people live, but I find it very difficult to shoot a video by myself inside the room. Nahihiya talaga ako. I really have problems in doing that. That's the reason why I took 2 courses now. I paid. So one is I want to do programs and courses, online courses, so I can share more. Number 2, I also enrolled in another program in doing videos, because right now, if you're posting texts, patay ka na. If you're posting still pictures, wala na rin, malulunod ka. You have to innovate. People want something that's moving. It's not only moving, it has to be very interesting. That's why I took another course, which is this one. Now, how are you competing? Baka may limiting beliefs pa rin tayo. No, hindi ko kaya yan. Hindi kasi matanda na ako. Hindi naman ako techie. Wala akong budget. Nahiya ako mag-video. Baka kung ano sabihin nila sa akin. You see, if we still have the self-limiting beliefs, don't expect to progress. Last May 22, I wrote a blog about shift and adapt. What are we going to do? Kailan kaya tayo magbabounce back? Kailan kaya tayo magre-recover? Forget about it. Nobody knows. May sinasabi, last April, sabi nila, 4th quarter. Last May, sinabi nila, 1st quarter. Last June, sinabi nila, 3rd quarter. Nobody knows. So, instead of waiting for it to bounce back, you shift and adapt now in the now normal. That's the only way, because it depends. If your savings can last for 2 years, 3 years, stay at home, enjoy. But if not, you adjust and adapt now. Now, I will be telling you, while some of us are really struggling, there are people who are following systems on how to recruit, on how to train, and how to monitor, and how to sell, how to grow their organizations, even by staying at home. There are systems already. There's technology working for us. In the old normal, there was more of the personal touch and then technology. In the new normal, there will be more technology enhanced by personal touch. In the new normal, this is where the people are transitioning. So more intensive. So dito yung training yan. Because do you think pagkatapos ng COVID, things will go back to the old ways? No. People will be meeting with you first, discussing with you first, and maybe video of the project. Pag gusto na, or property, pag gusto na, that's when you do the final viewing. Okay, now, recruitment, training, and also the documentation. Last May, I also conducted a webinar for, let's say, automation of transactions. Some developers now are already moving from manual to automate the transactions, especially in the sales transactions. We also have DocuSign, Docs on Chain, which is a higher level of security in Docs on, like higher level of security than DocuSign. It's now in the Philippines, and I'm their official advisor for real estate. I've also invested a little in the Docs Check, which is in document security, so that wala ng mga fake. Some schools are already using it, and PICPA is using it, and the maritime industry is using it para wala na yung mga fake certificates, wala na recto, wala nang forgery. And especially, identity theft. Now, I'll show you an example then of new agents, salesperson. I only have 3 salesperson under my license because I'm very careful in choosing. Now, this lady, she's new, but she used to practice in the US. She's with us with Keller Williams. Imagine, ito on the brokerage side, 6 transactions this July, closed, okay? Closed because she's using the system. Now, another one, I think Floyd knows her, but she's with the in-house. One of my pamangkin, she started also real estate recently. And from January to June, she was #1 in their team and #2 overall, SMDC in-house. See, online, because they're using a system. I'll show you another example, also very new. She just got her salesperson's certificate recently, also new. Now, she doesn't know the practice dito, kaya sabi, when we told her the system and she's been using it, nakakakuha siya ng exclusive listing at 6%. 6%. How? Because there's a script on how to do it. We train her how to do it. Sa bantalang sa atin, reklamo, dito sa Pilipinas ay magbigay ng exclusive. No, there's a way to do it. Even brand new salesperson can do it. Of course, the legendary Mitch Razote, it's one of our mega rock star in Keller Williams. Pag ito walang close in 3 days, tinetext ko na, wala ka na naman close, 3 araw na. We were together in Texas last February. She also has a system. It has to be a system. We're not brokers just to sell. We are brokers to build a business. Now, there's a lot of trainings inside these different organizations. Now, example is, okay, baka nandito si Sir Ray Duterte. He did what training for us about 2 weeks ago, and he's going to do one again next week. Ito ang nakaka-excite. The shops may be closed, offices may be closed, but they're selling billions. Sarado office, wala kang makitang kliyente, walang kliyente, but they're selling billions. Give an example. Okay, it's fast. Sabi nga, I asked permission to do this, but look, these are salespeople during the month of lockdown in May. 68 million, 48 million, 45 million for one group, almost 900 million just in CDO. Okay, this was when we were discussing the report. 900 million, one group. Filipino sold 1.6 billion in April and about 2.3 billion in May. And you ask, nandito si Ms. Floyd, who was awarded the top broker of SMDC yesterday or the other night? The president of Filipinos. I think he's listening here, Boston. He's here. Now, they're also the only and the biggest real estate network company with an app. You see, buyers now, people are in their homes. How do they look for properties? Do they go around? No. Everybody's on their phones. Everybody's on their laptops, mostly on their phones, on their app. So how did they search for properties now? Do they go to the directory? No, just go to the app. That is the new norm. And that is already starting now. Now, how do you recruit? How do you recruit? Nandito ko sa bahay. Dati, mag-coffee tayo, and then next Saturday, punta tayo sa orientation. This time, I talk to you now. I qualify you. Do you have 72 units? Are you a college graduate? Do you have NBI? If qualified ka to be a salesperson or to be a salesperson, minimum qualifications, second year college, then we can proceed. You attend the orientation online. After you attend the orientation, you attend the qualifying courses, Resa Law, documentation, taxation, and then all the others. May test. If you pass, then tuloy ka na sa mga PKW. Orientation of any project, 1,600 projects all over the Philippines, 600 developers, automatic accredited ka na without leaving your home. So I can recruit 100 agents even in a month from my home, monitoring them and training them and making them sell. Okay. Now, so that's my message to you now is if you're praying, don't worry. If you're still worrying, don't pray anymore. You are insulting God if you pray and then you worry. It's a simple thought, but why will you worry if you trust God when you pray? When you pray, leave it up to Him and don't worry. You just plan. And then you keep an open mind. Yes, you've been doing this before, but before is past already. All you have to do is to prepare yourself now. Shift, embrace technology. Whether you like it or not, technology is going to be with us. So you shift and adapt. I've always been sa high end, but now I'm building teams to sell the most affordable properties from the whole Calabar zone. Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, hanggang dulo ng Quezon, pinuntahan ko last week to look for good properties for the market that is ready now. For my high-end clients who have a lot of dry powder, then you prepare for land banking. So you have two things. On a daily basis, you have agents all over the Philippines selling for you. And then for your own personal transactions, you go for the high end. So two sides. Message: if you want to change your life, you will have to change your old habits and change your thinking. Hindi ka pwedeng makarating from one pole to another kung hindi ka bibitaw dun sa kabila. Okay. I'd like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to be with you and share with you. My passion is to help the agents. If you still remember my talk last December, my advocacy is to uplift the image of the agents. Now, as a gift to you, as a gift to the industry, on August 8th, I'm also launching the first the first digital online newspaper daily, daily newspaper, daily online news for the whole Philippines, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. And the thing there is that I will be writing to your, Madam President, I'll be writing to you because I will be giving a column for REBAP so that you can have your advocacies there, uh, you can have your advocacies and then your write-ups and then your articles or whatever you have to promote. Sorry, Madam President, na nauna tong announcement ko publicly before I was able to write to you because this has been keeping me awake every night. Not because I'm worrying, but because I'm very excited about the real estate opportunities right now. So, with that, thank you very much. And let's keep positive. WFH, wake up feeling happy. Thank you very much. And mabuhay po kayo. Congratulations to REBAP National. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alejandro Mañalac, sir, for sharing your wisdom to us. It has been a great privilege to have you as a resource speaker this morning. More than 493 CRBs virtually present were immensely filled with insights on the real status of our profession and on how we align ourselves as professionals in the new normal. For our open forum, we will be accommodating a total of 7 questions, which have the following breakdown. 5 questions coming from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and the NCR region, and 2 questions selected from our Zoom chat group, managed by Ms. Joyce Manzano. Now, to begin with, may I acknowledge a representative from Luzon, President Juliet Puzon from Baguio Benguet Chapter. May I acknowledge President Juliet Puzon from Baguio Benguet Chapter, please? Okay, just wait for unmuting our
Okay.
President Juliet Puzon.
Can I say something while we're waiting for her?
Sure, sir. Sure,
Okay.
sir.
So later on, after this talk, I'll be raffling off 5,000 pesos. That means 5 winners of 1,000 pesos each.
Wow, that would be
So
very awesome, Sir Alejandro Mañalac.
for
We will conduct the raffle here.
Okay, we will conduct the raffle here, sir.
okay,
Thank you very much.
for companies, I charge a lot, but for you, I'm giving pa. So because that's how I love the agents.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
What we will
All
do
right.
is you prepare your cell phones and then you just type in your name and
Mhm.
your email address, and
Mhm.
then you send this to this number. Not my number because a lot of you know my number. And then
Yes.
we will choose number 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. So we'll choose those numbers and then they will be awarded 1,000 pesos each. Okay?
All right, that would be cool. All right, again, may I call President Juliet Puzon? Are you there, President?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
our
Yeah, yeah.
representative from Baguio Benguet chapter, please. Your question to our guest speaker, Mr. Alejandro S. Mañala.
Hello, Sir Alejandro.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is from Baguio. My question is regarding the COVID-19 implications. They say that the commercial real estate is the most affected one kasi maraming nagsasarang mga offices and almost all are working from home. Now, some owners are asking us, we the brokers, how could we help them? Can you give us some hints?
Okay. Before I answer that, please let me greet Ma'am Jet Puzon. Happy birthday.
Ay, nako,
Birthday
thank you
today.
very much. Thank you po.
So,
Oh, happy birthday, ma'am.
okay.
Thank you very much.
So, Yan, your question is not actually concerning the brokers, but more on the commercial unit owners.
How can we advise them? Kasi ang daming nagtatanong.
Yes, actually, tinamaan, like even not only commercial, but landlords like us. I have a couple of units na vacant. Now, meron din akong tenant na gusto, sabi, kung pwede daw ako magbigay ng discount or mag-discount for 1 or 2 months. Eh, di bali sana kung Pinoy yun, ano yun tenant ko is Chinese pogo worker. So isip-isip ko, kung Pinoy ka, siguro binigyan pa kita ng discount. But then, kung may kita ka naman, kailangan ko rin naman magbayad. So, I also have obligations, so I have to charge them. Now, for commercial, this is something that no economist can predict because one, kung siya yung commercial unit owner, is he the one using the unit or meron siyang tenant?
Tenants, may mga tenants siya na nagsara-sara sila.
Yes, yung mga tenants siya are the SMSEs. So now, these are the ones na talagang tinamaan. Naglabas ng support na 1 billion yata yan for loans, pero ano lang ang matutulungan nun, about 2,000 na small and medium entrepreneurs. We need about 1.1 million na tinamaan. So that's one thing na we all have to take that hit. We have to all to take that hit. In fact, tignan niya na lang muna whether does he think na yung type of tenant niya, yung type of business niya, magre-revive after the pandemic. So pwede siguro bigyan niya ng consideration ngayon. As we ask the government nga din for some moratoriums, maybe kasi you cannot squeeze a rock. You cannot squeeze a dry rock. If that tenant talagang palagay niya magsasara na, then maybe they can cut and then they can just get the deposit. But if, for example, they're looking at a long term and they think the type of business that the tenant has still has a potential of being revived, mas mahirap kasi humanap ng panibagong tenant in the future because we don't know what's going to happen after this, no? So it depends now on the relationship of that landlord to the tenant, and it depends on the type of business that the tenant has. So, kasi pag sinabing commercial, anong klaseng commercial ba siya? Nasa retail, nasa restaurant, nasa
usually
service?
offices.
Yeah,
Mga offices.
Offices like, for example, two of our offices. I have an office sa Ayala.
Yes, sir.
Which I have not visited for 4 months. And also we're paying for 100 for an office, for our Keller Williams office, 180 square meters in the Bay Area, brand new office in the Bay Area. So it's very expensive, which I haven't used also for the past 4 months. But then we still have to pay. Because on their end naman, sa kanila, hindi naman nila pinapagamit sa iba eh. So yun naman ang point nila. Hindi naman nila pinapagamit sa iba eh. So we just met halfway, we just asked for some discounts. And nag-agree naman.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next question, sir, will be from Visayas region.
Yes.
May we call on from Cebu chapter. Ma'am Rosalie.
From Cebu chapter, sir, it is our BP external Tito Dais, CRB Tito Dais.
Tito Dais, we will on the webcam of Tito Dais. Okay, Sir Tito Dais. Good morning, sir.
Yes po, good morning.
Yes, sir. You can now convey your question to our guest speaker.
Yes, good morning, Sir Mañalac. Yes, my question is regarding, since we're talking about shift and changing landscape in real estate profession. Recently, there's this new terminology that came or that surfaced in the ecosystem of real estate, which is about REITs and real estate blockchains. I would just like to know if how will it affect or how will it impact our professions being brokers, salespersons, considering that the transaction of the buying and selling of properties are now done in a digital way of marketing or transferring of properties. So basically about REITs and blockchains.
Okay. Blockchain is okay. Blockchain is it's another technology. So it's not about real estate. The way it affects real estate is like, for example, securing the documents in a more secured cloud or area. No? But yung REITs ang more relevant ngayon because recently they've started to launch REITs. Now it depends on the REIT property that you're buying into. The major qualification should be it's a income generating property, na may recurring income, mostly commercial properties. But right now, why will you buy? Is it a good idea to invest in commercial properties? Yes, they're obliged to pay up to 90% of the dividends to the investors, but what will they pay kung wala namang kinikita ngayon? However, if you're looking at long term, then go ahead. Now, your question is how it will affect us as brokers, because I don't know if is it a real estate transaction? That thing is also still kind of vague. How will they pay commissions for real estate transactions? But personally, okay, REIT is actually more intended for people who really cannot afford to invest in, actual properties na malalaki. This is an opportunity for people to invest a little in real estate, even if, kumbaga siyang para siyang mutual fund. No? That's almost equivalent of mutual fund. Because if I only have 50,000, ngayon, as a real estate broker, do I want to get involved in that? But sa akin pa din, no, honestly, ang question ko pa rin is how will that be treated? Is that treated as a real estate transaction? Or is it that one? I admit I'm not yet an expert in that because I don't have any interest in dealing with that in the now normal. What I'm focused on is what can make us survive in the now normal. But REIT is good. It's an opportunity for a bigger market.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, before we go to the next question, may we ask the cell phone number that we are going to text with to excited na po kasi yung mga members para po natin i-announce din dito yung mga nanalo.
Sige. It's 0917 896 0644. Because yung iba, baka alam yung ibang numbers ko. This one's a number of my staff.
Sir, para malaman din namin ilan ba yung mananalo sa raffle nyo para ma-i-announce natin after the talk po yung para mga questions. Para
5.
ma-raffle na natin.
5 winners.
5,000, 1 winner?
No, 5 winners of 1,000 each.
Okay, sir.
Para masaya.
Okay.
So para
everybody should text now 0917-896-0644. Ang iti-text nila, sir, mga pangalan lang po, sir. No? Name and email. And then we will announce the number, the winners after the last question ng chat room, sir.
Yes. So
yes, sir.
my staff will pick up number 20, number 40, 60, 80, and 100.
Wow. We are, sir, 500 for, with your indulgence, sir, we are now 496 participants, sir.
Sige, so pabilisan na lang sila.
Yes, sir. Salamat, sir. Salamat po.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, our next representative to ask his or her questions to our guest speaker is a representative from Mindanao region. I think this would be President Nelson Antatico from Zamboanga chapter. Pres, are you there? May call on President Nelson Antatico, please.
Before I answer, while we're waiting for him, I'd also like to announce nga pala, one of the columns or one of the sections dun sa newspaper, sa digital news online na gagawin natin has reads.
Okay.
I forgot. So we will have an authority, have a column
Okay,
there.
noted on that, sir. All right. May I acknowledge the presence of our President Nelson Antatico from Zamboanga chapter, please. You may now ask your question to our guest speaker. All right, go ahead, please. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. We would like just to thank Mr. Mañalac. No? Wala kaming questions sa Zamboanga actually.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
In order for us. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Next, we have question from NCR. May we call on LMP President Ms. Grace De La Rosa. Hello, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am Grace. Ma'am, unmute.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning and hello, Sir Andy. This is Grace De La Rosa from REBAP LMP.
Belated happy birthday.
My question is in relation to one of the slides that you've shown us earlier. You said that to be able to market ourselves effectively, we have to stay visible and relevant. And one of the strategies that I saw from one of my idol brokers in the industry is that every time she has a successful sale, she would always post sold or offer accepted, and she would announce that to everybody through her Facebook. And I think it's been so effective that every time people would see her account, sellers would be able to know that she is really able to sell their properties. My question is, from your point of view, Sir Andy, how do you take that? I mean, doesn't it pose any security threat to ourselves? In as much as I would like to do that as well, since it's really effective, but doesn't it pose any security threat to us if we do that?
Okay. Security threats is something that we deal with every day. That's why I always I always warn my agents, especially the ladies, the beautiful ladies like you,